Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Dear Darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhollow today, where, well, today is the Lantern Festival. So, I'm going back and forth basically, or like, am I going to do a Happy in Paradise customization today, or am I not? I think I'm probably not going to, just because, I don't really feel up for it right now today, And if I were to do one, it would just be like some super speedrun one, which I don't know if people like the speedrun ones necessarily, but it's what I'm comfortable with. But sometimes I don't feel up for it, so that's just how it be sometimes. But yeah, today's the Lantern Festival. I'm like 90% sure I talked about this last year, but or maybe a little bit last week. But I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it again. So hello everyone. Right now in Fawnhallow, it's 1:40 p.m. on Sunday, February 5th, 2023. Excuse me, because we can't expect people to always be keeping up with all every single episode of Animal Crossing. Like fair enough. Pick and choose which ones you tune into. So this will be the 2023 version, I suppose, of the Lantern Festival. I always called it the Lantern Ride, which is a Genshin Impact event, which is very different, one might say. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so today's the Lantern Festival, which basically means it kind of like marks the ends of celebrations of Chinese New Year, and you're like, whoa, Chinese New Year celebrations were still going on? Yeah, I don't. It goes on for a long time, As I say, Chinese New Year is basically... Well, okay, I shouldn't say, because you had to bear in mind that I am, of course, only going to be talking about China because I only really have experience of Lunar New Year in China compared to other countries, and many other countries in East Asia especially do celebrate it as well. Japan do, and I assume Korea do. I don't actually know, and I think like Indonesia and Thailand both do, but it's like slightly different because like the zodiac animals they have are different or something like that. I don't remember the exact details off the top of my head, so this might not hold true for literally everyone. Lily gave us another photo. I think I read somewhere that it was like you get a high chance of getting photos from their birthday, like return gifts. So, perhaps that shouldn't be all too unsurprising. What was I going to say? Ow, I just bit my cheek. What was I going to say? Hello, I'm getting some phone messages. Are these things I need to pay attention to? Let's see. Okay. That's not something I need to pay super attention to, but I will keep this open just in case I need to. But yeah, Lantern Festival, what was it? Oh yeah, so it basically sort of marks the end of Chinese New Year celebrations, and you might be like, whoa, the Chinese New Year celebrations were so long, technically aren't you celebrating like leading up to the Chinese New Year, and then you're also celebrating for 2 weeks afterwards? Yeah, kind of, except for I don't think you're meant to be doing stuff for all the days on the 2 weeks after. Well, maybe you are, I did talk about something called like Pro, which is, something I literally never heard of before, but it was apparently like is for the comedic takers, that's the day where you can start building a house again. But the actual thing is like it's when you can start doing things again, and you can do like big ceremonies, like you can get marriages, you can go out, see friends again or something. Lantern Festival is the other big one, unsurprisingly, the start and the end of the bigger things you're meant to celebrate, and it's not actually something I really participated in much, well, there's basically only three things you kind of do on a Lantern Festival. Two of them I've not really done before, and one of them I have done, and that's generally probably what I'll be doing today as well. But because it's called a Lantern Festival, unsurprisingly, it's because there's a lanterns that you end up releasing during the day. It's like the lanterns have like, I think like pictures of animals or something, or riddles on. I can't remember. There's one of the two. I don't know where we got it. Oh, it was from Happy in Paradise. On the two, and you like release them up to the night sky. If you Google Lantern Festival, it's almost certainly the picture you'll see of all the lanterns in the sky, because it's really pretty, unsurprisingly. I assume it's meant to be some sort of like, imagery for rebirth, where it's like, oh, you're letting go of your past self, and letting it go into the air, and then you'll be your new self or something. I'm not sure it's so much like letting go of past transgressions, but more like some sort of sense of renewal in there, certainly. The other thing you do is there's like riddles, like these riddle challenges you're meant to do, which I think are also on my lanterns, but I don't remember. I'm just looking up in the corners of my room. I just noticed some dust which I need to clean. I'll do that afterwards. But yeah, there's like riddles. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure last year when I talked about Lantern Festival, I looked up a load of those riddles, so you can go look them up yourself. I can't remember what my conclusion was, and I think we were like, or whatever. But the other thing, which I don't know if I've actually spoken about, so maybe this is what I'm going to talk about today, is something called Tangyuan. Or if I was to say it with my Beijing accent, I say Tangyuan. Let's see. Tangyuan. Yeah, okay. I haven't spoken about it. I guess we're going to talk about Tangyuan today, because another name for this festival. At least the way I know it is called Yuanxiaojie, which is Yuanxia is sort of just like the Beijing term for Tangyuan, which Tangyuan, if you can Google it yourself, is a sweet dumpling. I think is the English name for it. Although really should be called like soup dumpling, but the thing is soup dumplings already exist. So sweet soup dumpling. Let's see. No, they're just called Tangyuan apparently. But basically they're just like sort of glutinous rice balls, and then inside there's a sweet filling most of the time. Depends on where you are. Where you're from in China, because I think in like Shanghai or whatever, they don't have fillings in them. They just have like the plain ones or something. That might be a northern thing. I don't know. Very small, but I would say they're like the size of I don't know. If you've ever had mochi, you know, kind of like that, except for instead of it being dry, they're boiled in water essentially. And they're not too dissimilar from mochi, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, mochi is something that a lot of people, I think, have had, at least, but Tangyuan probably not, because it's not really taken off in the West. I quite like them. They're not my favourite thing in the world, but, you know, they're certainly nostalgic and reminiscent, I suppose, of celebrating this festival. But that's the other thing you're meant to do. You're meant to do the lanterns, solve riddles, or like kids solve riddles or whatever, and then, you know, you're meant to eat Tangyuan. Actually saying that, what's the official name of Lantern Festival in Chinese? Because I've always called it Yuanxiaojie. Yuanxiaojie. Also called a Shangyuanjie. Shangyuanjie. I never heard of that, but it's weird because Yuanxiao does not Yuanxiaojie. Jie. Sorry, I can't speak Chinese right now. Yuanxiaojie. Jie means like festival in Chinese, but Yuanxiao does not mean lantern. Obviously, so I assume it's just called Lantern Festival because, you know, all the images from it are of lanterns rather than Yuanxiao. Yeah, I don't know if I said Yuanxiao is just basically like a northern term for Tangyuan. And as I learned, it's called like Tongyun or something in Cantonese. I can't speak Cantonese, so I don't really know what the accents are on that. Sorry, not accents, tones are on that. But yeah, Tangyuan's nice, you know. I don't, as I said before, I don't really have much of a sweet tooth, but I do like, you know, the more popular sweet flavours from East Asia, I suppose, more than the West. Because West, you know, just pure sugar. You know, I often said, like, for sweet things, the things I do like the taste of is honey, fruit sweet tastes, and then it gets a bit more iffy, whereas, like, I kind of like chocolate. I used to like chocolate more when I was younger, but nowadays it's basically like only really dark chocolate. But even then, it's not the sort of thing where, like, if I saw it in a supermarket, I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm going to treat myself to some dark chocolate. It'd be like, you know, I basically never buy it. But if I saw it, like if someone had some and like offered me some, I'd be like, yeah, I'll have like a square of dark chocolate or something. Or if I went to a dessert lounge or something like that, you know, maybe I'd have something with a bit of chocolate in. But honey is basically my favourite sweet thing. But in at least East Asian sweets, you might know the sweets are kind of different. Like, you know, most people probably know from like anime and that sort of thing. Well, I shouldn't say most people, but I mean, statistically, probably for someone who's on the internet watching YouTube videos, I'd say, you know, I would say there's a high proportion of people who are, what's the word? Well versed, I suppose, in internet culture to also watching anime. Fair enough, you know. It's just correlations, and correlations don't need to mean anything good or bad or anything in necessity. But probably you've seen it, like, you know, like red bean paste, like sesame paste. What other ones? I guess you can do peanut paste and that sort of thing, but those are very common things. Flavourings and fillings, I suppose, was sweet things. So especially with Tangyuan, at least when I was younger, like our family always used to do chocolate ones, because that's one of the more easily accessible sweet things, I suppose. But you can fill it up with basically anything, really, as long as it can survive being boiled, then you're fine. Or you'll just have a boiled version of whatever you have. Not directly boiled because they're, you know, wrapped in glutinous rice. But you can also have like red bean paste, which is like my favourite one, I think. You can have sesame paste, of course, which I also quite like, you know, and I sort of go back and forth in it because the sesame paste is something I think of, which is, I don't know what the actual translation is, but I think it'd be like sesame gruel, might be the word. Which makes it sound bad, like people always like, ugh, gruel. It doesn't taste that bad. Anyway, yeah, so you're meant to eat Tangyuan. Oh, interestingly, apparently next year it falls on Valentine's Day, so that's going to be like a double celebration there. So I guess if you want to make bookings for that date next year, you probably should start like right now or something, because I'm going to think things are going to be rather busy then. The festival acts as a Upsafa Day. I don't even know what that means. It's a Buddhist day of observance. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I can't say I really know Buddhist terms. What else can you put in Tangyuan? I don't know. I know back in university, like I had a friend and he was from Shanghai, and then he bought some. Like, I don't even know where he got them from, to be honest. And I assume it was like an Asian supermarket nearby. But he bought some yuan xiao and then like brought them around, and we cooked them and ate them. But he bought ones that he was used to, and his ones didn't have any fillings. They were just like little glutinous rice, but they came in such colourful colours. They were like green, pink, and white, and like orange. And I was like, whoa! And they were also tiny. They were like marble size. So all different parts of China, they have different things. Unsurprisingly, like most countries, things vary throughout the country. Cultural traditions, etc., etc. But yeah, I also have a memory of this song about Tangyuan, which you might be able to find it if you search My Tangyuan, which is MAITANGYUAN. Oh yeah, I never spelled Tangyuan. It's probably in the title, so you can do that yourself. But it's a song which I don't know, because it was sung, I mentioned this before, I went to a Chinese school on weekends when I was younger, but it was a song that was sung then, like I think a class performed it or something. No, I talked about this before, but like during Chinese New Year, like each class will have either one person in the class or the entire class do a performance of some kind. And I've spoken about it before, I don't know when, I don't remember what day I spoke about it on, probably Chinese New Year itself, I would guess, but yeah, anyway, the song goes like Tangyuan, Tangyuan, my Tangyuan, da 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 da, my Tangyuan. Actually, yeah, let's see if it comes up. My Tangyuan. Probably I should search in English. There you go. My Tangyuan. Sell dumplings lyrics. Yeah, because I believe that's what Tangyuan is often known as an English translation, is sweet dumplings or something. Yuan xiao, yuan xiao. I don't know what xiao means, actually. Night. Round night. What? No, dollar night. What? I guess because that's... I don't really know why it's called that, to be honest. I don't know history behind it. Sesame, peanut, sugar? Animal fat? I've never seen an animal fat one. It doesn't seem like it would be something particularly sweet, but what do I know? I don't know why I said that so poshy. Particularly sweet. But yeah. My tongue, yeah. Enjoy Chinese songs? You get more. Hold on, what are the lyrics? My Tangyuan, my Tangyuan. Sell soup bowls. They're called soup bowls, apparently. That makes sense. Tang, soup, yuan. Is like round, I guess. Or circles. Xiao er de Tangyuan shi yuan you yuan. Little brother soup is round and round. A bowl of soup was round and full. 30 cents to buy a bowl. 30 cents to buy a bowl? That's cheap. That's so cheap. Soup balls. You can tell this is back in the olden days when food was affordable. And, okay, that's not an Animal Crossing style joke. That's something I'll bring up randomly in the middle of Cuphead or something. Hey. Soup balls. A round soup can be used as a tea meal. What? Okay, I guess. I mean, that's literally what it kind of says. Soup balls. It sounds obviously a lot weirder in English than it does in Chinese. Soup balls. A round soup can be used as a tea meal. Sell soup balls. Little brother's soup is round and round. I don't know. It's not the deepest song in the world, certainly. Some great reviews about My Tangyuan. Selling Glutinous Rice Balls is a song performed by Zhuo Yiting, a famous female singer from Taiwan, recorded in the album. Okay, this isn't a review, this is just facts. I miss you so much of a lantern festival. The smell of a hope often makes me miss every meal. Tangyuan is round on behalf of happiness. It's actually a thing which is... round things are very... I guess seen as very fortunate things, I suppose, in at least Chinese culture or whatever, because, Chinese New Year, at least, where I'm from, or I should say where my parents are from, rather than me. I was born here in the UK, so... Oranges are a very traditional thing to eat on Chinese New Year because they're round and it's meant to be like a whole life or whatever. Tangyuan again, or it's round again. It's that whole life. Sweet. We love eating round food, I suppose, as representations for good fortunes in life or something. Let's go Tangyuan. Let's go look at some other Tangyuans, see what people have. Such colourful ones. The ones I've always had are always these white ones. Oh, look. Here you go. These are ones that my friends had, like these pink, green, orange and white ones. Classic blue ones? What on earth? Never seen that before. Tangyuan. Oh, that's a really pretty colour palette, this red, pink, white one. Tangyuan, my Tangyuan. Da 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 da, Tangyuan yan yo yuan. This is a very next up. This is so posh. It's like lava black sesame glutinous rice balls. The Tangyuan, but they're like in a bluish purple solution or something. Solution's probably not. Oh, this one looks like a rabbit. Oh, it's adorable. You have a rabbit and all that. Ah, Daisy May, I forgot. Today being Sunday, she's here. They're very colourful Tangyuans. This person's eating it with vegetables, which seems absurd, but, you know, I suppose you do you. Oh, it's like a Winnie the Pooh one. Ah, that's adorable. I wonder how long those took. More animal ones? You can get some really good ones. There's like a lime green one. That's a very strange colour for them, I think. I don't know. Tangyuan are pretty nice. If you ever get the opportunity to go buy like a little packet of glutinous rice, or Tangyuan dough or something. I don't know exactly. I've never actually gone out and bought the ingredients. I've made them, but they're very simple. You know, get your filling. Probably chocolate is probably one of the easiest ones to get. Just get your glutinous rice dough or whatever. You literally just like ball it up. Just roll it, roll, you know, get a little bit of round and like stick it in there and like roll it between your hands to make it like a spherical, and that's it. And you boil them. Honestly, probably one of the simplest desserts, and I like them. You know, would I eat them every day? No. Would I eat them in celebration on Yuan? Yeah. I don't see why not. It's, you know, it is a time for celebration, I suppose. Let's see if we can see a little bit of meaning behind Tangyuan. Finding love. Whoa. Apparently you can find love on this day, so good luck with that. Tangyuan, glutinous rice ball. We also still need to find our craft of today, don't we? Could be boiled, fried, or steamed. Okay, fair enough. I've only ever had boiled ones, to be fair. Yeah, Tangyuan in southern China, Yuanxiao, and northern China. Glutinous rice ball, red bean paste, sesame paste, or peanut butter. Yeah, we'll go to. Tangyuan is different from Yuanxiao due to a different manual making and filling process. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. What is the difference? So most people do not distinguish. However, it's very similar in taste and shape and taste, and most people do not distinguish them for convenience and consider themselves the same thing. Okay, fair enough. Wikipedia, let me check your sources. Do you know the difference between Tangyuan and Yuanxiao? China educational tools. Yuanxiao is rolled into a basket. Rolled in a basket, its surface tends to be dry and soft. Tangyuan is kneaded by hand and its surface is smooth and glutinous. Yuanxiao has sweet and solid fillings. Tangyuan has a variety of soft fillings. I suppose that's fair. Sesame, bean, paste, and fruit fillings. I've never had a fruit filling one. Sweet fillings: beans, jujube, paste, sesame, sugar, white, salty fillings, mincemeat, mushrooms. All right, I mean I tried them. I've just never had them before. Yuanxiao is served in a thick broth, or at least 10 minutes of cooking. Tangyuan is served in a thinner soup. Alright, I mean, they're pretty similar. I'm not gonna lie. But the only thing I took away from this is that Yuanxiao is like drier, and Tangyuan is like smooth. I don't know what recipe you gave us, but it seems like we haven't had it before if you haven't commented on it. Oh, never mind. I wonder if we've unlocked every recipe now. No, well, not every recipe. I know we haven't got all the Zodiac ones, but that's because I never play at like 9 PM. Oh, that's not true. Sometimes I do. Not often enough. Chinese people believe that the round shape of the balls and the bowls in which they're served in symbolise family togetherness. Oh, that's kind of cute that eating Tangyuan or Yuanxiao may bring the family harmony, happiness, and luck in the new year. I guess because it's like a little family, all in a bowl, like in a house. Oh, that's kind of a cute interpretation of it. I don't know how true that is necessarily, but I don't know. There you go. You might be like, okay, I don't have any Tangyuan, dear darling. What am I going to eat as a equivalent to, you know, celebrate this? I don't know, it's kind of hard. I don't know what a Tangyuan, like, any chocolate-filled item, maybe? Which is kind of round? I don't know. Do what you want, to be honest. Like you know, life's too short to be caught up in these details like this. Eat Tangyuan if you want. Don't eat Tangyuan if you want. Live life. Live life. Love. Laugh. Lanterns. Anyway, I'm going to round this episode off here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, description, shares are greatly appreciated. Twitter, Discord are down below. Hope we can see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.